Oh, okay,
Ah.
that's
So we have Amy Love and Georgia South here, aka Nova Twins. Now, it's not long now until we get to have you both here in Australia for Good Things Festival, a couple months, but the way things are going, it's going to be practically Christmas in 2 days. But how excited are you guys to head down under and get on these festival stages? Georgia, I know you have some Aussie roots as well, but how pumped are you both to get here?
Yeah, we're just so excited. It will be our first time coming over, so we're just very excited to see all the cities and the festival and what the crowds are like, and it'll be great.
Yeah. And Amy, what about you?
Yeah, it's our first time ever going, and obviously ever playing. So it's just going to be an experience, like a really big experience for us, I guess. We're a bit anxious about the plane ride and the spiders, but also it's going to be nice to see the scenery, the views, and apparently there's really good food, like clean food. Like that's what people say. It's very clean, good quality food. So looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, and Australians are really obsessed with coffee. So I don't know if you're coffee drinkers. I've just given up coffee this week, so I can't talk. But that's okay. In case you're into that, there's lots of that too. But obviously, too, what that means, like aside from the long plane trip, 2022 has meant live music has been able to come back in action more. I know you've both been able to play more shows. You've also released an album. Like you've had a very busy year. But how did you guys manage to stay motivated and creatively hungry when there was so much unrest going on in the world and performing wasn't able to happen? Like I know you used lockdown to start working on Supernova, but how did you, for lack of a better word, keep your eyes on the creative prize with everything kind of going on around you in the lead up?
I think, to be fair, the album was the motivation, because at first we was just like, watching Netflix. We're just like, oh, what's going on? We don't know what's happening, if we're going to be doing these festivals this summer. And of course we didn't. So then starting the album was kind of like our line of communication, because we was isolated separately as well for like the first time. We wasn't living together for like 10 years. So having the album to like call each other up and be like, oh, have you heard this idea, and work on something together, just really kept us sane and kept us having kind of like a end goal and something to work towards. We didn't feel as lost.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing too. Having something creative is always a beautiful outlet, and it also has given fans something to connect to as well. It feels like an album, like anytime you guys release music, it's something really needed, but this just feels so extra poignant. And I know we're going to get to see not only you here in Australia for the first time, but also hear these new songs as well. And on that note, what can fans in Australia expect from a 2022 Nova Twins festival show? Are there any surprises that you can reveal about what might be lying in wait?
I think it's just like a lot of energy, and obviously lots of Supernova songs, but definitely throw in some like, a little bit of EP one and a little bit of album one. But actually, no, it depends how long we've got. How long do we have?
We'll just, if you go over time, I'll just stand there and make sure you don't get kicked off. It'll be fine.
It depends on the time, but we're just really excited to play the new songs and just give a really good performance, and hopefully people will enjoy it and enjoy the songs as much as we do. So
yeah, well, I guarantee it's going to be a very warm welcome, and not just from the heat that it's going to be here, but generally because we're so excited to have you. But since we are talking kind of all things live music and Good Things Festival, can you take me back to the first ever official Nova Twins live show? Where was it? Who was there? And what was a memorable moment from it?
Well, I remember one that we had very early on, and we didn't have an actual drummer at this point either. And we had like tiny little practice amps, so it was in this big kind of cavernous space, so the sound was awful. And I remember we played and we were just like, I don't know, it was just like very bad. Like the whole setup was just awful, and I remember being very upset. It was just like terrible.
But they're the best learning experiences, right? Like that's how you kind of start off and you learn how to do things differently. I'm sure it wasn't as bad as you thought. I'm sure it was.
I remember our very first, like, before we became a band, we were writing songs with each other. And so we weren't just quite officially like, are we bandmates yet? But we were writing songs, and the Nova sound was there. Like the song sounded like how we do now, basically, but maybe not as advanced, but a stripped back version of that. And we went to this pub in southeast London called the Ravensbourne, and it was an open mic night, and we didn't have a drummer, and I remember like we was really anxious, and I was just like kind of first time kind of playing like the electric guitar live and stuff, because I was working on it in the background. I remember kind of putting our names off and scratching it out again, putting our names down again, but no, let's not do it. Then putting our names on, then be like, okay, we're gonna do it. And we just called ourselves like Amy and Georgia or something. And then there was a house drummer. So we said, can you just play like a kind of 4 to the floor beat or something? And then just add some cymbals in the chorus, like really kind of primitive. And we did. And I remember we played a song and the whole pub like just roared. And we were like, oh my God, like they liked it. And then they asked for an encore, and then we did something again. And I remember George's mum was thinking, look, girls, cut out while you're ahead. I remember she was thinking, so what are they going to play again? So we just pulled something. We either played another song again, or we had another song up our sleeve, maybe that we were just working on. And it went down so well. And and from that, we was like, we need to make this official. We're a band, you know? Yeah. So I remember that's one of the earliest memories.
Oh, I love that. And I'm so happy that it did eventuate, because not only did it grow into something exceptional, but you've gone on to make so many positive changes in the music industry as well. And for, you know, a duo, a band, whatever you want to call it, who are so known for your DIY ethos, boundary pushing, genre defiance, representation, and just seriously badass tunes. What is it that you love most about what you do and creating and performing together as Nova Twins?
Well, I think just like how there doesn't feel like there's any boundaries of what we can do, and it's like we don't ever kind of set ourselves these things where we're like, oh, this is going to sound like this, or this song's going to sound like this. We kind of just go with the flow, and we kind of feel each other's like, I don't know, we always know when something is Nova or sounds Nova. It sounds so like, oh, floaty, but honestly, like if a song doesn't sound right, we're like, we both feel it, and then when it clicks, we're like, that's it. We don't know what that ingredient we just put in was, but whatever it was, that's what we needed for it to work as a song, or the clothes or the set design, with anything.
Yeah, I love that. And that's the thing, sometimes like you can force, but sometimes it will just happen, and it's just that magic just flows through, and it's going to continue doing so, I dare say, with what you two keep doing. So now that we've kind of spoken about that, a quick little lightning round to kind of finish us up, chatting about good things, since that's what we've got. That's the biggest thing on the menu for us here in Australia with Nova Twins. But are there any bands on the lineup that you haven't seen yet that you are most excited to see live? Or is there anyone you have seen before that you are excited to catch again?
I know there's like, yeah, friends.
I was going to say, obviously, like we haven't seen Fever for a long time, and really looking forward to seeing Fever 333. It's because it's been years that, you know, it's just been a lockdown, and their shows are always so incredible. So really looking forward just to seeing that energy and that kind of chaotic stage presence again, because that's brilliant to watch.
Yeah, I think the last time I saw them, they threw like part of the drum kit on stage during the set and just continued on like nothing happened. It was fantastic.
Yeah, they're crazy live. Crazy.
Yeah. No, I love that. And also considering that the Good Things Festival for us here in Australia, we haven't had a lot of festivals happening, so they've been happening more and more, but this one's kind of centered around celebrations and good times. What do you each like to do to celebrate good times and really let your hair down when you have the opportunity?
What do we do to celebrate? We like,
I love this already.
Sometimes we celebrate big, and sometimes we celebrate by just like watching a movie and like having a little like night in and really like chilled, or we celebrate big and like have loads of tequila.
Tequila,
yes. So it just depends.
That's our party drink.
I like
tequila is a party drink, or we just like celebrate by just hanging out.
Yeah.
Because it is true. It's like we're a band that basically, you know, we don't like drink much on tour because we can't deal with the hangovers and then be on stage being like it just doesn't work for us at all. So I think it depends on what we have the next day, or because usually something really big happens, but then we've got something going on like a heavy week ahead, so we can't really go like in unless we've got a little bit of time off, but then we might pop and have a little cheers with tequila, or open a little bottle of fizz and be like, okay, cool, and then
yeah, I like that. I think it's a nice balance for everything, and it keeps it. Then it gives you something to look forward to as well. If you're having tequila every day, it's not fun, and hangovers are not fun, especially as I get older. And then you have to get on stage.
No, you just can't do it. Like the energy, be sweating out tequila from our pores. It'd be awful. We just can't do it.
I love it. Well, we'll have to make sure there's a little bit of cheeky tequila for you on the last night just to celebrate. But thank you so much for the time, and I cannot wait to see you in the pit this December.
Thank you.